folks. Welcome back to Crypto Bull ICO Evaluations with me, Crypto Bull. And today I'll be talking about Authoreon IO, and they're protecting authenticity and trust for you. So they're a blockchain company, and so I'll be talking about them and evaluating this Authoreon company. They're an existing company, but before we get to that, if you like my videos, please subscribe. Hit the subscribe button right here. And you can find me on Telegram. But if you're gonna PM me first, please mention this channel so it won't be any misunderstanding. But anyways, so we'll talk about Authorion today, and they're protecting authenticity and trust. Like I said, they're using this proprietary technology to do that, and they have been around since 2017. They were founded in 2017 with the goal of decentralizing authorization, authentication, verification, and certification for different audiences: consumers, corporations, governments, and different organizations. So we're going to look at what these three items means, like decentralizing authorization and authentication, verification, and certification. What kind of things they do. We're going to look at that in this video. So, but first, a little bit about Authorion. They raised $1.5 million in 2017 to cover their development costs, and they did an ICO. So the ICO is over already, which is good. I like it. They're freely traded on exchanges, and one of them is IDEX, and you can use this link to go to trades, buy or sell their own tokens. So that's good. I like it because you know what the value of their token is, which is great. So, as opposed to normal ICOs where you don't know the value of token, you can only guess, but or based on sale price. But this own token is already traded on exchanges, which is great. So the team is mostly German, and I'm going to show you the team in a minute, but I made a little nice Photoshop video here, and this is their logo. It's projecting here. Anyways, so let's take a look at the team. So this is the team: CMO, developer, and this is their CEO, Chris Heinze. And I like that. I got this from their website, and I like that if you click on his LinkedIn page, on LinkedIn link, sorry, it takes you to his page, and it says Authorion on his page, which is a good sign that he is the actual CEO and actual person. So their proprietary technology is that their AID, their core development, their bread and butter is their AID. It's the first machine-readable optical label on the blockchain. So it's not only a machine-readable optical label, but it's also on the blockchain, so it's transparent. It cannot be manipulated, changed, or hacked, or anything like that, and it's transparent, so everybody can see what's going on the blockchain, on the internet. Excuse me. And AID enables you to verify, authorize, authenticate, or certify any identity or asset, and you can do it fast, seamlessly, and securely on the blockchain. Now, what this means, we're going to take a look at in a minute. So you can authenticate or certify any asset. Could be art, could be anything else, or you can verify like a self-identity. You could verify your identity. You can authorize an item, like an asset. So you're going to see it more clearly in a minute. So especially in the applications for this proprietary technology. And so they have retail and brand protection. So if you have a brand and you want to protect it, you can use this proprietary technology. And I'm going to talk about NanoLens. There's this hardware you can put on your phone, and you can use it to protect your brand on retail. Or if you have a retail shop, you can use this proprietary technology to make sure that you're selling the real items, and consumers can verify that you're selling the real brand and real items. And this enables trustless or permissionless or trustless ecosystem because you are using blockchain. And you can do a self-managed identity, and you can do data storage and certifications. So these are the main applications of this proprietary technology. And they have all kinds of D apps, but these D apps require Authorian app to verify, authorize, or authenticate any identity or asset. So it could be an asset, like an item, like a bag, that you can make sure that this bag is the real item or real brand that they're selling, or it could be an identity, like your identity on the blockchain, that if they're authorized, let's say KYC companies, they can verify that you are the person that you say you are. So you can get this. I like that you can get this app on Google Play or download it on the App Store for iPhone, or they have coming soon as a web app. Like I said, you can verify an original product if it belongs to the brand, or if it's a knockoff. If it's a knockoff, you don't want to buy it. It could be cheaper, but the quality suffers a lot in knockoff products. You can also verify if this is an original art. Now, what I like about this proprietary technology is that it uses small details on the product, like texture, or color, or whatever. It could be leather, plastic, metal, it doesn't matter. It uses small areas to authenticate if the art or the product that it's original and it's not fake or knockoff. You can use it for authorized retailers. You can use it for verified identity and KYC, know your customer procedures. You have to give your ID card to everyone or everything these days. So if they can if they can agree on one company to do KYC, it'll be good. And these days they have these Binance problems on KYC documents leaking. So this specialized KYC companies are good, that they protect your identity better. But you can also do supply chain tracking using Authorian proprietary technology, ownership chain tracking, self-managed identity. You can scan to log in. So you can use this technology, NanoLens or their app, and you can scan anything on a website. Let's say you have to register to a website, right? But you don't want to deal with the hassle of registering and improving your email or maybe giving out your identity. You can just scan with your phone or whatever, and then you can log into that site without doing any registration using Authorian. So you are the authority in that case. Or there's this web-enabled barcode, right? So let's take a look at it in a more detailed fashion. So original art and product verification works as in you can verify original artwork against counterfeits, like fake or knockoff products, and forgeries. Well, in art world there are a lot of forgeries, so you can skip that and get the real item, real original artwork. And this is done based on a microscan and corresponding AID. And so you verify original products using their proprietary technology against the counterfeits or knockoff products based on a microscan and the corresponding AID, like I said. And other uses are you can scan to login. I mentioned this in 2 slides, in a previous slide. And you can register, login, and check out by scanning an AID on a website or anywhere else. And there's ownership chain tracking. The AID offers to keep track of the history of resale items through the ownership chain, so you can actually track the history of whatever you're selling. Like you sell some art to somebody, and then he sells it to somebody else, and he sells it to somebody else. So you can whoever buys it the last can actually check using ownership chain tracking. So it means you can check who sold it first. Is it Van Gogh who sold it first? If he had this technology, yeah, you can check it out. Excuse me. You can also do authorized retail verification. The retailer will display his AID in his shop. This could be an online shop or an offline shop, and the consumer can scan for which brand the retailer was authorized. So if you're a consumer, you can check what the retailer was authorized to sell. Let's say he's selling Adidas or Nike or something. Is he authorized to sell that, or are these knockoffs or fake brands? So you can check that. And this, like I said, gives you a trustless ecosystem, which is great. So there are 20 DApps. DApps means decentralized apps in the store, and this number is gonna increase only. And I think I'm gonna do another video and explain all this in the next video. But before that, there's also retail brand protection and consumer trust. So you have AID and optical scan, and you have original product verification, authorized retail verification, identity verification, supply chain and ownership chain tracking, and these are all securely on the blockchain. So these are secure and transparent, right? There. Let's explain this a little bit further. Every material, such as if you have leather, textiles, plastic, wood, and even metal, has this unique surface structure, just like a fingerprint. Your fingerprint. Yeah, I don't want to show my fingerprint, but anyways, every material has this fingerprint. So with the Authoreon nano lens, nano lens is a hardware that you stick on your mobile phone or cell phone. You can capture and verify microscans, and consumers can authenticate genuine luxury products against knockoffs or counterfeits. And brands can track down counterfeit, like knockoff producers, fake producers, and retailers without the need of expensive RFID or NFC chips. So you don't need expensive RFID chips, and you can track your product to make sure it gets to the right place. And if you're a consumer, you can verify the authenticity of a retailer. You allow by allowing the brands to select retailers. So the brands select the retailers, saying that this retailer can sell my product, this retailer can sell my product, but this retailer cannot because it's not an honest retailer or something. It's not good enough for us. So if the brands can select them, and then consumer can actually pick which retailer is authorized to sell these brands, right? Then the retailer would display his AID in his online or offline shop, and the consumer can scan for which brands the retailer was authorized. Another application would be identity verification, and reputable retailers verify their identity with Authoreon and display their AID within their profile or legal notice page. So reputation is important for retailers. It's important for everyone, but it's more important if you're selling something or if you're a contractor. Reputation is the most important thing for you. And this increases consumer trust on otherwise mostly anonymous marketplaces. Marketplaces are mostly anonymous, and if you have a reputation point, this increases consumer trust on you and prevents consumers from falling for fake shops, right? And you can track and trace the supply chains. This is the process of identifying past and current locations of inventory items. This is trackable from ingredient to finished product and anywhere in between. So there is this called thing HACCP. It's called HACCP is hazard analysis and critical control points. This is used in food science, like in foods. The difference between this supply chain tracking and HACCP is blockchain. So in HACCP, people check every point from start to finish, from field to the plate. They check every point. This was invented for astronauts, for space, for people going to space, to make sure that the food is safe and they're not going to get food poisoning in space. That'd be bad. But anyways, so the difference here is blockchain, which means you have a distributed ledger and you have transparency. So as opposed to just HACCP, you can see, because the ledger is distributed, everyone on the internet can see what's going on and where it's coming from start to finish, as opposed to HACCP only certain people can see it. This increases transparency. It's a lot better. And AID provides real-time information on both location and status of items as they move throughout the supply chain. And like I said, you can use ownership chain tracking. And yeah, this is their logo. AID keeps track of history, and it provides a holistic track and trace solution. So if you're selling something or buying something at the end of the chain, you can track whoever sold to whoever else, who sold to who, and then you can actually check the total history. There's also, of course, Authorion for personal use. The AID will enable you to store all your personal data securely on the blockchain. So it's just like LastPass, where you store some of your data like passport or ID or credit card information. But this is going to be on the blockchain, and it's going to grant selective access to verified and authorized instances only. Because it's on the blockchain, it's a lot safer than a normal database. It cannot be taken down, modified, or hacked, or anything else, because it's the blockchain, right? You have your data on thousands of computers, but it's fragmented. So even if somebody gets a hold of one computer, he has to get a hold of all of the computers around the world to get the whole information about you, because it's fragmented. And even if some people take down some of the computers, because it's a distributed ledger, it's all around the world, and you can get it from other people. So any country banning this thing is not going to do any bad for you. So your data is safe, it's secure, because it's on the blockchain. So Authorion NanoLens, like I said earlier, is a hardware extension for your cell phone. What it does is it captures and verifies microscans to verify the originality of products, artworks, and documents. Right. So you can verify artworks, products, documents, other items that are brands, etc. It scans unique surface structure of like fingerprint of leather, plastic, wood, metal, whatever. And it verifies the authenticity and originality of luxury products, artworks, pharma products, anything you can imagine. So this is a picture of this NanoLens. They're going to come out with real pictures soon. This is like a design, I think, but it's going to be $25. It's not that expensive. It's not bad. It's going to be like something you put on your cell phone. All right, and you can use it easily because they already have the app, right? All right. So if you have any questions, you can contact me using this email address. Please write your questions as a comment below here. So I'll try to answer to the best of my ability if you do. So here are some links to Authorion. This is the website, and this is their white paper, and this is their Twitter. Twitter is a good example of a company that is active, working, and they're very active, I would say. This is their LinkedIn and Telegram. So these are my my connection points. This is my Bitcoin talk, etc. You can connect me using these. All right. So thank you very much for listening, and see you in the next video.